All right, guys, today has finally came. I got my block back from the machine shop. For you guys who don't know, this is a 6.2 LS3 block. I had to get it board tin over because I've ball honed it 90 times, throwing this thing back together in a night to go and beat on it even more. But now I got a whole bunch of goodies that came in not too long ago. Been kind of putting it off, set them over in the corner, but I'm gonna go over these. Okay, so I got Cali Comstar Extreme, I believe, rods, forged rods, nice ARP 2000 bolts, king bearings, of course. Diamond pistons. I actually had to have these custom made because of the bore size and the valve relief, but these are flat tops with negative 2cc valve reliefs and a Cali's crank, forged crank, 4-inch stroke. Should be a 417 stroker when I'm done with it. The reluctor wheel's already welded on the crank, and I am keeping it 4X cam and 58X on the crank. So it'll still be Gen 4, although it is going in my truck, which is sitting out here rotting itself away, but it is a 2005 GMC Sierra 1500 single cast short bed, 4-wheel drive, original V8 truck. It had been turboed. That 6.2's already been turboed many times. 480, whole 9 yards. But yeah, this whole assembly is balanced. I got it from CNC Motorsports. They were super cool, super understanding, super good with replying back to me because I did have a lot of questions for them. Big gas nitrated rings. Really, I'm gonna actually be upset if this one blows up because every motor I've ever put together before this for that truck specifically, I have not, thought would last that long, and I just couldn't blow them up. The only reason this thing blew up last time is because the oil pump locked up. It's the same motor, you can tell, because I painted it purple last time, but the difference is now it is bored tin over, so it's actually a 4075 bore. New cam bearings, line honed with ARP main studs. Should hopefully hold 1,000. Should be cruising around the streets on 1,000 horsepower. In this video, I will be assembling most of the short block minus oil pan, pretty much get the rotating assembly in it. So I'm gonna quit talking so much. We're gonna start putting this thing together. I need to blow out all the holes from the machine shop. Always gotta do that. Me and my 4-month-old chocolate lab puppy Rocker, he's gonna watch his dad throw together this motor while he eats that bone and probably cuss with me. All right, so I just pulled out all the main studs, cleaned out the holes, blew all those out, screwed them back in, hand tight. Okay, go hand tight with the studs. Cleaned off the mating surface, wiped out where the bearings ride, and just now put the new king bearings in there. And remember, guys, you see the holes in those? Make sure those go against the block because these go on the main cap themselves, and these ones don't have the oiling holes. So don't mix that up. I've seen people have catastrophic failure from that. Here's another look at the crank. Nice and forged. Don't forget to put a assembly lube on there. Don't put it on the bottom side, just on the top side where the crank's gonna ride. Got the main cap bearings in, lubed up, ready to drop in there. Remember, third main bearing is the thrust bearing. So all these little arrows should point towards the back of the motor besides the last one. They're all stamped on the top. They have the 5 right there. The very back one should point towards the front. Got the main caps on, assembly lube on those. Just have these ran down, all right, tied it all. About to snug these up a little. Crank spins pretty good. And that assembly lube is a little tacky, but spins good. Got all the pistons laid out how they need to go. It's easier if you ride on them because this stuff can get confusing or jumbled up inside your head. So now I'm gonna build the rods and pistons before I gap the rings, because the piston or the rods need to go flat side to flat side and the bevel goes towards the crank. So you need to lay those out now because if you get one messed up, you'll be crying. I'm about to put the rods on there with those spiral locks, which are just, the devil made them. All right, guys, driver's side's done. Piston, Cali Comstar Extreme, those spiral rocks, whatever. I had to take speech class till 2nd grade. Double spiral lock, they're in there. Wrist pins all lubed up, ready to go. Alrighty, all of them are done now. The second side went a whole lot easier than the first side. Now we're gonna start gapping the rings, get the rings out, start gapping them. You gotta gap them to each cylinder. So, cylinder 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8. You need to gap them per cylinder to the piston. I mean, I don't think it'll do that much damage, but just do it. And he sucks. He sucks at helping. He's actually just eating the box. That's all he's been doing. All right, guys, in order of the mess, it's an organized mess, but got the ring set out, top ring, second ring, the oil rings, and then these are the oil support rings. These don't see these on a lot of pistons, but these pistons do require them, so we gotta put those in there. Kind of like a locking ring, but yeah, got them all set out. Now I'm about to gap the rings per cylinder, but yet again, not gonna bore you guys with that. I'll come back when one's done, and then we'll go from there. All right, it's actually the next night. We had to work today. Just got the pickup out of this gap right here is like maybe 15 thousandths. So I'm actually gonna go 26 on the top ring and 28 on the bottom ring. I think it'd be more than enough for what I want to do. And I also think it'll be enough. I have gone bigger in the past. I've done 30 and 30. I've done 28 and 28, and 28 and 28 gave me no issues. So why not bump it to 26, 28, get a little bit more compression up in there. All right, I don't know if you can see 26 thou, this top ring. We got her filed. I mean, there's no play in there. We're gonna be able to drag it through there with just the slightest bit of resistance. That's what we got, baby. And 28 thousandths on the bottom ring, or the second ring. I mean, it don't get much better than that. So it's the next day. It was late last night. Got cylinder 2. This is the first one I've got done. I kind of had some questions for Diamond, so I waited till the morning to call him about some oil rails, ring gap, but we're all good. So got all the rings gap, 26, 28. Got the oil support ring in there, the dimple in the middle of the wrist pin hole. Just now installed the king bearing. I'm gonna install them as I go. So I'll catch you guys when they're all done. All right, guys, sorry for the loud noise. We're jump boxes and trucks, but rods and pistons are in. Had one little slight mishap. Nowhere on any piece of paper that came with the pistons did it say that one piston was cut out to clear the reluctor wheel. So we had to find that out after installing 7 of them. But other than that, things look pretty smooth. All the rings are gapped, 26, 28. Turn that box off, stupid. Final torque, 25, 50, 75. Everything's in there now. Spins over. It doesn't lock up like it used to, so we shall see. But that's gonna wrap up part 1 of this series. Part 2 will be when I get my heads in and I'll actually build the long block, and I might install it in that video too. But I know this video is probably long, slow, and drawn out, but look forward to the next video. I got some cool heads coming. Gotta get a custom grind cam and all that good stuff. But yeah, stay tuned for the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, and yeah, subscribe, because we got cool stuff going on.